I'm Komo B, General Secretary of ENSF. Good morning everyone, my name is Heni Lo. I'm currently the Assistant General Secretary of
NSF and ENSF. I'm Pitomo Shitio, Secretary of Public Information, NSF.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chuben Kubu, and I'm the General Secretary of Nagasuna Federation.
Let me Shri is my name, President of Nagasuna Federation.
Interviewing the Vice President of Nagasuna Federation.
Samuel Salah is my name. I am the President-elect Exam Students Union.
My name is Lingu Samjamir, President of Naga Association.
We are grateful to God that He has given us this time where we can come together and deliberate on the issues for the school education children. And in this, I would also like to make special mention of our Honorable Advisor. It was on his initiative that we are meeting together. The data which was just shared by Mr. Tsupitong, that data has also been made possible because of the initiative of our advisor. As Tsupitong has shared, because of his dynamism, because of his concern for the school education department, the department under his leadership has been sitting for long hours after office hours to come up with this kind of data. Unless we have authentic data, we will not be able to come up with policies or solutions to address the school education department. And we are grateful to the Honorable Advisor. All of us gathered here this morning, we all have the same objective. Whether it's the school education department or the students' federations here, our objective is the school children, the welfare of the school children. And it is the duty of the school education department to implement the various programs for the welfare of our children, so that our children are nurtured to be responsible citizens, to earn their livelihood, and so that they can also contribute back to our society. All of us gathered here this morning were once upon a time students, and we have all come through that journey. But we are also aware, and you are also aware that the school education department, we have various issues. We have legacy issues, we have issues of shortage of teachers, we have issues of too many schools, shortage of language teachers, shortage of math and science teachers. But at this point in time, with the rationalization exercise going on, we are hopeful that we will be able to address these issues in the long run. But we should also be aware that dealing with lives takes time for the results to bear fruit. And we in the government, we also have various rules, various procedures which we need to follow. And although at times there are issues, very pressing issues which we need to address, because of the limitations and constraints, we find it difficult to immediately address those issues.
Nagas, most of us live in the village. As per the United Nations what we call concurrence, by 2040, 70% of the global population will be migrating to urban areas. In India, according to statistics, by 2030, it is what we call believed that around 78% of India's population will be migrating to urban areas. If you look at the context here in Nagaland also, some of our concerns is education being our primary objective, especially every parent is invested in their child. So this investment, you see, will carry on for another 100 to 100 years. This year marks the first centennial year of our graduate. About 105 years ago, our first matriculate, Nagas had our first matriculate. So for us, we have been transforming very fast, very quickly also, but there are still a lot more to do. So today what we have realized is that the school education alone cannot be, is not in a position to raise our children by themselves. We all need to collectively work together, like the story of a child. See, in a village, it is the task of the entire village to raise a child. Likewise, the task of education, it is too dangerous to be left alone to school education department. So we all need to collectively work together. From our ends, what we will be able to do is, we will be able to provide teachers. We will now go for an extensive recruitment on need basis. The department officers, we had already met, and there are of course political pressures, especially after the case of this uniform personnel. But we have decided that we will go to what we call institutions which have been set up. So we will do recruitment through MPSC and NSSB. We are in the process of discussing with them because we also need to trust their what do we call capacity to handle, because we will be recruiting occasionally. And then as Madam rightly said, teachers retire now and then, so we cannot be having a pool of teachers. So from the government side, it is our job to provide teachers. It is our job to identify need basis, improve infrastructures, improve school management, improve logistics, all of them. From the end of the public, what we would like to is, and also at the same time we will be able to provide statistics. Statistics becomes important because that is necessary for us to plan out. You also know that our teachers, I've just mentioned the figures. These are the people who are responsible for moving here and there, and this thing. It is not easy for them. They are not like police. You see, police, once they are transferred, they go and have a bed to rest. But for teachers, they have to find a place for themselves to stay in the village. So today what we are requesting, and especially the most vibrant and the most responsible group within the society is the students. So in all appropriateness, we are here interacting with all the leaders. So today we want to also share our expectations. So teachers, they face accommodation problem. Now the government is in no position to give accommodation. Likewise, we also understand that Nagaland is presently the highest dropout of students in the country is from Nagaland. So these are matters of great concern. One study shows that it is because of our linguistic diversity that dropout is high. But there are many other factors which we also know. So to give accommodation to our teachers, to find logistics, we need the council. And we were even thinking about the church, because the church in every village, even the poorest of the poorest, the farthest of the farthest village, the church building costs not less than 4 or 5 crores, you see, even the minimum. And we expect the church also to, so we will be having a talk with them, but in your own ends also, it will be good if you can initiate a discussion, because the community, the village, the church has to give what we call, also give some investment for our children. There is nothing called transfer with pause. This I want all of you to educate our people. If there are shortage of teachers, we provide. If there are more students, and if what do we call sections are required, we provide more teachers. So there is this talk that once a teacher moves out from a particular school, it takes away that post and goes away. And so all these things. So likewise, there is no teacher quota system also, no tribe teacher quota system also. But I will want to bring to your notice here that as far as primary teachers are concerned, they have to be consigned to their linguistic area. So, for example, Sumis, they have 2,644 primary teachers. We have 1,559 primary teachers. The third largest is Ponyak, 840, followed by Angami, 710. Together, these 4 tribes constitute 56% of the primary teachers. So the total primary teachers we have is 9,691. So it also implies that for the next 10 years, we will not be recruiting Sumi and our primary teachers. We will now be recruiting based on linguistic district category. So these are some of the logistics we are working on. So to give an equitable sense of representation.
When we were called for this meeting, we were very happy because last year
sit with our advisor and talking about so many issues pertaining to school education. And he was telling us of the opinion that we should all come together and sit, because like all of you have mentioned before, school education, of course, we are not part of the government, we are not part of the system, but our goal, our mission is all same. And that is the reason why this student student federation exists. Last night, all the federating units of ENSF, they have come from very far, and you know the road condition, and we were also really appreciating them for the efforts to come to Kohima and have a meeting with the department. So last night we had a meeting, we had a brief discussion, and we were also talking about how to put forward some of the agendas, because we feel even though we are not in the system, the students community, both from the NSF and the ENSF, the federating units, we can be a barricade for the department also. Because we cannot be coming, because it is the prerogative of the department to come up with the policies, to come up with the ideas, but it is the duty of the Students' Federation as well, the Students' Union, to give a strong barricade so that the less arrows are thrown inside.
Today, I feel that we are gathered here not in the best of time when it comes to our education system, but I feel that we are gathered here at the right place and at the right time. And I'm very sure that today's discussions we will have, I'm very sure that this discussion will have a positive outcome. That's how I felt. Taking this privilege, I also want to convey our leaders and our department that, as our advisor have already conveyed, that when it comes to school education, out of 100, I'm sure that 20% belong to school education when it comes to employment sector. And I also want to convey that school education should not be employment sector, but it should be a human resource development sector. I also want to stress on that. That Naga student federations, we really appreciate the department of our school educations on the various education reform being initiated under the bold leadership of our Dr. Ketre, Honorable Advisor School Educations. The Federation recognize the significance of these education reforms and express our confidence that this reform will usher in reshaping the landscape of the educations in our state and enhance the well-being of our educator and our students community. While commending the school department for their visionary roles in addressing the various issues in comforting the school educations, the federations, we also would like to express our deepest concern, especially on our previous exercise made by our school educations when it comes to rationalizations of teachers, where we have invited so much confusions and unnecessary inconveniences among the students' community. As we have discussed in our assembly, in our NSF assembly, that we have specially entrusted our federating unit to look into the matter.
Department and the concerned authorities be able to give back the teachers or the posts who have been transferred, may not be the particular teacher. Because we have come to our knowledge that many of the teachers from the eastern areas, they were being transferred out to the cities, capitals, towns without any reliever or replacement. And like before, as our President ENSF has mentioned, in the year 2015, those teachers were recruited to be posted in the eastern jurisdiction. However, from that recruitment itself, after a couple of years, many of the teachers were being posted, transferred out without any replacement. When a particular teacher was meant to be posted only in the eastern area, I myself, I have personally given this representation a couple of years back. But however, I'm sorry to say this, but the concerned authorities have been blind to this our representation. And then on the third thing, I would like to share my opinion is that the Young Students Conference we had 1 month of education tour. We have toured each and every schools within our jurisdiction, like our honorable advisor has mentioned before. And one thing we have come to our observation is that there is an excessive teachers training. The teacher training is too excessive because for the teachers within the eastern jurisdiction, for 1 day of teacher training, it consumes 1 week because the road condition and the road connectivity in our area is very well blacked out that it takes a couple of days to reach the town.
We already submitted a list of shortage of teachers who were transferred from different districts. I came across one notification that is under Nagaland School Education Service Rule 2017. Graduate teacher, all the graduate teachers who are appointed, regularized after publications of this notification shall be permanently posted to the district where they are appointed and shall not be eligible for transfer to any other district except on the following ground, that is, on permission as EEO, GEO, and AH. And number B, mutual cross-transfer after at least 2 years of the service in a particular school. We had an education tour under some jurisdictions, and we collected all the data, and we have shortage of 201 teachers.
In my jurisdiction, like the data has already spoken, we have only 12 schools in our DQ jurisdiction. And we don't have even a single high school, which means, functioning. There were 2 high schools, but because of the new results for the consecutive years, the 2 high schools were deactivated. So my people, my students, they are running for education towards town, especially this Gifree. All my students are going to Gifree government schools because we don't have the sufficient schools or the sufficient teachers. Because of that, the future of our students are, paralyzed.
Newland. Therefore, I'm very sure to say this, that I'm not going back to Noglak without the LDA. Thank you.
Was saying that so many teachers are short. Like sir had mentioned about honorable elected member from Fake District who visited each of the schools, and he had highlighted to us, no, these are genuine concerns which we have to resolve. Given the vacancies, we may not be able to resolve all of them, but as much as possible, we are trying to do it. But this is an ongoing issue and will continue to be there. The only way this stops is the teachers themselves feel that what they're doing is not right, and then they stop approaching anybody for a transfer where it is not based on a genuine reason. So then students migrating to Kifre town, again the point is shortage of teachers, which we're trying to adjust. Once that gets taken care of, the migration will reduce. Don't be biased, be equitable. That's what we're trying to do. That's the whole reason we wanted to call for this meeting and share this situation. Now, this Noglak LDA SDO, if you can kindly share with me as to what is the detail. You can meet me after this. We'll see what is the problem there. Now, with regards to what the friends from the Yahoo Students Conference had shared, Maths, Hindi, MIL. So this time we are doing that in Mokokchung. Overall, there seem to be a lot of teachers, but specific schools there are issues. One of your honorable elected members had also sort of shared with us in this particular constituency the problem. It's a genuine issue. We're working on that. Strategies for dropout students, that's something that's always a working process. We've sort of reached out to organizations, we've reached out to village councils, we've reached out to district administration to help us formulate this database and then mainstream these kids back into the school education system. Friends from also the Students Conference, because the lack of proper infrastructure, completely agree. We are working on it. Now, see, the problem is fundamentally this. We have about 19-25 schools. We are a resource-constrained state. We don't have a lot of our own revenue to keep utilizing for